using a P2 KWM2 power supply for the 32S1, and I'm driving an NCL 2000 with this thing and getting right at a KW out. So and going into an inverted V fan dipole that I built years ago, and still running it. I guess that's about it. Other than the fact, if anybody has a microphone, good microphone for one of these Collins rigs, and you want to get rid of it, give me a holler. Collins did make some microphones for them, but every one you find are way too expensive. But if you've got a good high-Z mic you want to get rid of, and you're not crazy about the price, give me a holler. N50JB.
Denver, you really scored on that station. It's doing a nice job. I tend to think the Shure 444 is still the best microphone around these days, and I never hear that much good about the Collins microphones. So keep that thought in mind. Good to hear you, Denver. Anything else for the net?
No, that's it. But if somebody's got a Shure 444 and they don't want 3 arms and 2 legs for it, they want to get rid of it, give me a call at 254-630-8863, or send me. I'm good on QRZ. Send me an email and maybe I'll find it and we can get together and I'll send you some money and buy it.
That's sure what I would do, Denver. So send him an email, N50JB, if you got a Shure 444. That's the microphone of the vintage radios today. We lost our D104s to old age for the most part. All right, Denver, great to hear you. Any last comments on your end?
No, that's it. Go ahead.
All right, let's talk to my neighbor, George, TXW. What's up, George?
Hello, Lynn, and all around the net from WB5TXW for the finest hour of amateur radio for the week. Following up an S-line with another S-line, 32S1, 75S3, 30L1. Power supply, the speaker box on a Shure 444. In Denver, I would say you're going to hear more Shure 444s with vintage radios than a lot of other things. And like Lynn says, the D104s are kaput because of age, humidity, heat, whatever. In any event, beautiful day, Lynn. Everything seems to be working. Hopefully it's springtime. Over.
It's a nice day today. I was outside, did a little bicycling and all that kind of stuff, worked in the yard. Let's hope it holds up, George.
Roger, although I hear next week we're supposed to have an Arctic front, but who knows? I'm not going to make any money predicting the weather, but that's it. 7-3 WB5TXW back to net.
Sounding good, George. All right, before I pick up the next guy, I want to talk about this radio a little more. 3 weeks ago, some people noticed that I was on double sideband, and I appreciated the report. Had an idea what it was all about, that there's a couple of audio transformers in here that are in the phase shift network, and if one of them fails, suddenly you're on double sideband, and you have no idea till somebody tells you, because it still talks the same on the radio. Anyway, K5EF Nick down in Louisiana sent me 2 new transformers for this thing, and I installed them, and we're back on single sideband with mostly suppressed carrier, I think. So, Nick, how about it? K5EF and the boat anchors, K5LYN.
Okay. This is K5EF. Lynn, you sound great. Little 10A is doing the job tonight. Little things really had good audio, even way back then. But in any event, yeah, it's 20 over 9, so running the amplifier makes the difference. You might comment on how this audio sounds. I am using a original D104, and the rig is a 100V driving a 600L. Receiver's a Drake R4. Sloper antenna for 75 meters on my tower. And that's about the extent of things over here. But I'm glad the rig, your little 10A, is working again. I was just looking at one on eBay of all places, and it has a very, very first style cabinet that Wes had put these 10As in. It's quite unusual, so if you have time tonight, Lynn, you might take a look at it. Any event, 73, and we'll wait to see what else happens on the nets, K5EF.
Now, was that a rack mount, Nick, or in a box like mine?
It's rack mounted, but it has a different cabinet in the back. So if you look at it, you'll see it's quite a bit different from the standard one.
Okay, all right. Good to know. I will see if I can find it there. And your 100V sounds great. You might be just a hair lower in frequency than I am, or my transceive might be drifting off a little bit. I warmed it up starting at noon. I didn't tell everybody. This is the station that I built a transceive adapter such that the Drake R4 is the VFO for this Central Electronics 10A. And it takes several hours for all those oscillators to quit moving around a little bit, but I think I'm still in the ballpark. Great to hear you, Nick. Beautiful signal. Anything else on your end?
No. If I'm moving around, it's because I'm chasing my R4 receiver. This thing drifts pretty good. 73, K5EF.
Yes, they do. I turned it on at noon, and stuff is still moving a little bit. Of course, I got one more crystal oscillator than you do, right, because of the transceive converter. But, hey, that's just all part of the sport. All right, moving on. KE5Q, what about it, Jim? K5LYN.
Yeah, K5LYN. In the net, this is Jim, Kilo Echo 5 Quebec in Plano, and we're on the KWM2 3001. And Denver, this is the Shure 444. I have a whole bunch of D104s, and different radios seem to work better with different microphones. I found that on the Collins, the Shure 444 is the best. D104 I use on my Globe King 500 for AM and also on my Harvey Wells. So it just depends what you're running. But I would say with the Collins, go with the Shure 444. I think you'll like it. And we're using the Ultimax 8040 antenna here. So, Lynn, appreciate you calling the net. Hopefully the band will hold up. K5LYN. This is Kilo Echo 5 Quebec Plano.
Hey, Jim, before you get away, what's the word from Bogota? My friend down there, HK3ZOR, thinks he's going to get a COVID shot maybe this next month. What are you hearing down there?
Well, we're hearing sort of the same thing, that it's going to be coming, but it's at least a month or two out from what my brother-in-law says. But things are not that good down there. It's really pretty bad down there. Over.
Yeah. Well, they're not alone. All right, Jim. Great to hear you. Anything else for the net tonight? You got a beautiful signal.
Nothing else. KE5Q.
All right, moving on down toward Houston again. Hey, Dan, K8WOZ, talk to us.
Yeah, good evening, Lynn, and everybody else on the Boat Anchors Net this evening. This is Dan, K8WOZ, located in the center of Houston, the sanctuary city of Texas. I'm just running the same old Kenwood TS830 that I resurrected from Sammy's junk pile a year or two ago. And I'm driving a homebrew amplifier with 3 813s in it, doing about 1,200 watts. The microphone is yet another Shure 444D that I agree with Lynn and everybody else. If you're going to have a microphone, make it the 444D. Never go wrong. Anyway, and they're everywhere for about $60, I see, plus a few bucks for shipping, but that's not the end of the world by any stretch for a mic that works this well. And the antenna is just a 2-band bazooka up there about 40 feet. And that's it from here. Thanks very much for letting us sneak in, Lynn. KWOZ.
Outstanding signal, Dan. Beautiful audio. That station's doing its job. And yeah, I'm on the Shure 444 too. I'm using it on all my radios right now. And it's sad too, because I like the D104. I even had a Golden Eagle D104 out in the country, but it's hard to find elements that work in them these days. All right, moving on down the road. Hey, Kenneth, AG5XP, bring us up to date. K5LYN.
Yeah, thanks for picking me up, Lynn. On an unusual combination tonight, we got an old FT101EE. Got it amplified with a GSB 201 Gonset amplifier, and got it all excited with a D104 microphone, and that's about all we got at the moment here. Hope the band holds up, everybody, and back to net. AG5XP in Brownwood.
Great signal, Kenneth, absolutely. And, you know, I forgot that you were in Brownwood. I've been through there now and again. Interesting place. Anything else on your end? Any new projects in the works?
Yeah, my latest project is to get my helicopter SX-42 receiver going. Just about got it going, so I might have it on the listening in my rig next week if everything goes right. Back to net.
Okay, I know you're one of the Hallicrafter experts around here. Nice work on your HT32 and the amplifier that goes with it. All right, great to hear you, Kenneth. Okay, hey, I heard Ralph a while ago. What about it, Mr. BTM? Talk to us, K5LYN.
Yeah, it's K5LYN and the net, N5BTM, Ralph in Spring, 30 miles north of the sanctuary city of Houston. And tonight we're using the Kenwood TS520 with a Shure 444D microphone, and that's driving a homebrew linear using 4813s, and that's going through a MN2700 Drake tuner and out to a trap dipole in the inverted V configuration and running right knocking at the door on 1 kW. So that's about the extent of things here. So back to you, Lynn. K5LYN, N5BTM.
Very nicely done, Ralph. And hey, I was going to comment last week, and I forgot. The 4813 amplifier, that's the one that some years ago you sent me a picture of, I think. That's a beautiful piece of equipment.
Your memory is excellent. That is correct.
Nicely done. I forget. You haven't put a picture of that on your QRZ.com, have you? You should.
No, I haven't. That may be something to think about.
Well, you did such nice work on that. I sure would. I mean, there's a lot of 813 amplifiers around, but 4 of them, we don't hear that very often. It sure is talking up a storm. All right, moving on down the road. W5LSB. Sir, you still here? K5LYN. Well, I don't hear. How about W5SE?
Yes, sir, Lynn. Good evening to you. This is W5SE and everybody else on the net, Dennis and Temple. And I'm going to be the oddball out once again. I'm on the old Kenwood 520 this evening, just barefooted, doing about 80 watts. And my microphone is a Kenwood MC50. But anyway, I hope it sounds as good as all y'all Shure 444s do. But anyway, doing about 80 watts into a G5RV 160 up there, about 60 foot there. But anyway, good to see the bands working, and we'll keep it long. And back to you, Lynn, and good evening to everybody. W5SE.
You know, I've got out in the garage a couple of 520s that I acquired as part of an estate, and I need to get to it, you know, but I don't have a square inch. I'd have to sit in the floor with it in this shack right now without any hamfests. Kind of hard to move anything, but I'd like to get mine on one of these days because Kenwood built some great radios that have withstood the test of time. Anything else on your end before we pick up K5LT?
No, sir. Just enjoy the nice weather while it's here.
Okay, I think I got the whole call down there right. It wasn't LYT, was it? LT, is that right? Talk to us, K5LYN.
Good evening, Lynn, and everyone on the net. This is Lyle, K5LT, located outside of Bernie, Texas. Everybody sounding good this evening. Band's holding up good. So, running the Heathkit SB101 tonight through the Heathkit SB221 amplifier. And since we're talking microphones, I'm using Electro-Voice 638 mic on this Heathkit, and hopefully it's working all right. Nobody ever seems to complain too much about it. So other than that, doing good. And got the first round of the COVID vaccine today. So I'm still dealing with the effects of that. One sore arm later. We'll find out what happens to me in a couple more weeks when I go back for the second round. So back to you then, K5LT.
Very fine, Lyle. Yeah, I had my first one a week and a half ago. I'm due for the second one on the 15th. And I had a slightly sore arm. They tell us the second shot is a little bit more sore, but that just means your immune system's doing what it needs to do. So it sounds like you're in good shape to me.
Yeah, my wife was knocked out for a couple of days after the second round.
Yeah, that's what they tell us. Well, that just shows the system's working. If we don't have any side effects, in fact, that is true in many cases. No side effects, no effects. Anyway, you sounded great, Lyle. Good to hear you back. We missed you while you were out. Over.
Oh yeah, I'm doing good. I'm slowly getting back to speed again. Just taking its time.
Okay, yeah, we didn't forget you. Great to hear you, Lyle. Okay, hey, KM5QSJ, how about it? You ready to take this thing, K5LYN?
I'm here, Jay.
Okay, Lynn. Yeah, let me see if this works. Got a little bit of power in here. Maybe it's enough not to mess up Mama's TV. I don't know. We'll find out in a few minutes. This is Jay, KM5QS in Alice, Texas. And for those of y'all that are still waiting to get your vaccine, I saw a deal on the news this afternoon said Walgreens should be starting to vaccinate within a week or so. So you might look out for that, if it wasn't fake news. I don't know. So we'll see what happens. I don't have a list, so let me describe my station, and then I'll just start picking up whoever's out there. I'm working on a set of Kenwood twins this evening, the T and the R 599 Delta. They were made between 75 and 79. I have the speaker that goes with them. I'm using an MC50 microphone instead of my usual Electro Voice. Seems to work pretty good. Right now I've got the mic being cut back to keep from overdriving stuff. So if there's anything strange about it, Lynn, if there's anything strange about the way I sound, let me know.
Well, I don't think you sound any stranger than the rest of us, Jay, so you're in the right place, and Rusty's in there.
Okay, good deal. All right. Well, let me see here. By the way, this set of twins can be owned by someone else if they have a desire to do so. Look me up on QRZ, send me an email, make me an offer, whatever. You might have heard me advertise the whole setup, including the carrying cases, and like that for $1,000, but that doesn't mean that's going to go for it. Somebody wants to make me an offer, or maybe have an interesting trade or something. I just have too many radios, and I need to do something different. And these are too good to sit here and go down because they're not being used. So all that being said, who is next for the Boat Anchors Unlimited net? Come now.
Wooly Bully 1 Echo.
KC5L.
Okay, I got Doug, and then somebody ending in 5L, which I'll pick up after Doug. Go ahead, WB1E.
Well, thank you very much, Jay. This is Doug, WB1 Echo, over here in Bryan, Texas, talking on a really cool little transceiver tonight. It's a Swan 500, and boy, I'll tell you, this thing sure looks cute. Didn't have to do much to it. It stayed in the garage and only corroded the band switch, so a little bit of cleaning, and the thing woke right up. So it just cycled some of the tubes in the sockets, and there you go. So, all right. So yeah. Oh, darn it, I just forgot the gentleman's name that was also on a really nice microphone, the Electro Voice 638. So, yeah, it's what we're working tonight. And a little help with a homebrew 8877 amplifier doing about 1 kW, and just figured out how to make it work. A loop. It's almost a full wave on 160, so I hope it's doing well. Believe me, this thing had me scratching my head a few times, but I just threw everything I had at it, and lo and behold, it worked. So anyway, Jay, you sounded good, and everybody on the Boat Anchors net tonight, and thanks for picking me up, Jay. So this is WB1E, back to net.
Okay, Doug, one quick question. Are you feeding that loop with coax or open wire line?
It doesn't matter. I mean, come on, man. It's coax. What else?
Okay, we'll talk later. Thank you, Doug.
I'm a coax guy.
Well, okay, we'll talk about it later. There is advantages either way, depending on what you want to do. But your work, it sounds fine. You're getting out good, so I'm not throwing any rocks at you.
Well, that's okay. Yeah, I've considered open wire line. It's a little bit more of a design criteria. You do have to comply. Coax is a lot more forgiving. So as far as this loop being in stage 1, I'm going to just go with that for now. And as I approach the funnel design, I'll consider open wire line. That is for sure. Well, thanks a lot, Jay. You all sounded great. This is WB Woody.
Okay. Well, the main thing I was going to say was that with the loop, and it's not a resonant loop because it's at 400 feet, you're in between residences or whatever, but that's okay. It's working fine. That's what tuners are for. With the loop like that and open wire line and the tuner, you can work everything with one antenna. And it works really well. But at any rate, all right, Doug, we'll catch you later. Thank you, sir. And who was the station that I heard a minute ago? 5L?
KC5L.
K5LRX.
I'll pick up Doug after Tom. Go ahead, Tom.
Hey, good evening. KM5QS and the Boat Anchors Net. This is Tom, KC5L in San Antonio. Thanks, Jay, for picking me up. Tonight we're on the Central Electronics 200V with the D104 microphone, driving a 600L amplifier, and that's going into a Johnson Kilowatt Matchbox. And the antenna is a doublet up about 15 feet, and we're listening on the R390A. And that's all I have this evening. So back to you, Jay, KC5L.
Okay, Tom, good deal. That sounds great. As usual, those Central Electronics is pretty good rigs. They always sound good. They have good audio. I don't care what kind of mic you use on. No, I'm just kidding. I'm partial to Electro Voice. A lot of people are partial to Shure 444s. But the main thing is whatever works is the best one to use. So I'll just go with that. Thank you, Tom. And Doug, if you can hear me out there, come on down. Whiskey 5, India Sierra. I'm not hearing him.
He may be gone, Jay. He was talking at the same time as WB1. He just said, go ahead, Doug, and both of them went.
Oh, shucks. Okay. Sorry about that. Let me catch one more, Rusty, then I'll give it to you. And I need to go check something on the other side of the house. Who's next for the Boat Anchors Unlimited?
K5LRX.
Well, hello, Jack. One set of twins to another.
That's it. I guess we got 4. 2 twins, like pair of jacks to open. So there you go. I'm sure liking them. You know, you did a great job restoring them, and I'm enjoying them. Every week it seems they get a little bit better. I think it's kind of like a car. You know, you don't want to leave a car sit. Otherwise, you buy a lot of batteries and hoses and belts. So I think it's the same thing with a radio. The more you use it, the better they work. So at any rate, this is a 444, you know, the mic you love to hate. So it's the one that came with this radio, I think. And it's going through an LK550 3-500Z's linear with a PALSTAR tuner. And actually, the PALSTAR tuner is out of the circuit with a dual band double bazooka, so it's working with native mode and very little reflected power. So we love dual band double bazookas. This K5LRX, here she comes.
Okay, Jack, good deal. No, you're sounding great down here. I like these old radios. I don't know why I'm trying to sell this thing, but I guess because I need more room. But that's okay. If nobody makes my price, I get to keep them. That'll work too. So, anyway, thanks, Jack. We'll see you next time, or whenever we can, I hope. Say hi to Susie. Catch you later. Rusty, WK5R, KM5QS. Your turn, sir.
KM5QS, WK5R. Good evening, everybody. This is WK5R. Name is Rusty, located up here halfway between Dallas and Tyler. And we're on the usual Helicopters HT-37, built somewhere between 1959 and 1962. The microphone is the usual Audio-Technica, not technical, AT-2035, powered by a homebrew Phantom power supply. And we're driving the homebrew GS35B amplifier at about legal limit, looks like. And going into a fan dipole up at about 50 feet. No tuner. The antenna is resonant. So, all right. Who else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now.
K5AXW.
Yeah, go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, hello, Rusty and the net, K5AXW, east side of Dripping Springs. Running the National NCX3 with, as its microphone night, got a static aging microphone with a VoiceMax processor. It's getting a little help from the FL2100B. Going through a tuner just to optimize things. One of those MFJ tuners that I had to put back together. And that's going into an off-center fed dipole right at the fence line, so it's camouflage. So that's the story here. Rusty coming in pretty good. I think the band's starting to shift around a little bit tonight. Jack, good evening. Coming in, he blasted the S meter out of the radio today. Yeah, those three 3-500s are getting the job done. Go ahead, Rusty, in the net, K5AXW.
Okay, Bill, the National NCX3 is sounding great there. And Yahoo up on 73 is broad as usual. I'm probably giving him fits too, but I don't care. Anyway, who else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now.
10-0 Golf Victor Kilo.
Hey, go ahead, Kurt. What's going on in Nebraska?
Hey, good evening, Rusty in the net, WK5R. This is M0 Golf Victor Kilo, Kurt up here in south central Nebraska. We had a beautiful day up here today, Rusty. Got 50 degrees, sun was shining, but we're going to pay for it here next week. It's going to be down below zero. So we'll definitely have to keep the old wood stove running. So anyway, tonight we're running Galaxy GT550, and I'm using the Shure 444D microphone on that. I also have the matching BFO RV550 and speaker console. And that's out running into an off-center fed antenna about 25 feet. That's the story here, Rusty. Everybody's sounding good. WK5R in the group,
Okay, Kurt. Yeah, the Galaxy 550 sounds good as usual there. All right, appreciate you checking in. Who else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now.
November 5 Kilo Alpha Echo.
November 5. Yeah, my name in Echo. I had it, but I lost it. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for picking me up, Rusty. The name here is Mark, Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo. The call is November 5 Kilo Alpha Echo. And I'm checking in on a Kenwood TS 520S that I just restored. And I hope it sounds okay. I'm running through a Drake MN4 tuner barefoot and into just an 80-meter inverted V that's actually cut for the CW portion of the band. That's why I'm needing the tuner. So anyway, I'm glad you picked me up, and 73 to all, N5KAE.
Okay, the Kenwood 520 is doing its thing there. Appreciate you checking in. All right, who's next for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now.
Recheck.
Recheck, go ahead.
Yeah, it's Jim, KE5Q, checking in the second time here with the Hot Water 12 Alpha. Over.
Well, the Hot Water 12 Alpha sounds good there, Jim. Go ahead.
All right, using the D104 mic, same antenna, the Ultimax. Just thought we would try it out, just running whatever this runs. I think, what is it, about, I don't know, 100 watts. Go ahead, Rusty, KE5Q. Thanks again.
All right, thank you, Jim. All right, one more time. Who else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now.
K1 Alpha 5 India X-Ray Radio.
Okay, the X-Ray Radio, you are up the band just a little bit. If you could come down just a hair, but go ahead, sir.
Is that better? This is Kilowatt Alpha 5 India X-Ray Radio.
India X-Ray Radio. Go ahead. You're not quite there, but you're
good
close enough now
evening to the net. I'm running an old National NCX3. It has a RIT circuit wired into it, so it's a little bit hard to zero beat your frequency. Running barefoot into a G5RV. QTH is Austin, Texas. So how copy, over? Oh, handle here is David. David in Austin, over.
Okay, David. Yeah, your NCX3 is working good there. You're still just a little bit up the band, but you did get close enough. I got everything you said there. And the NCX3 is working okay. It'd probably sound real good if I moved up or you moved down. But anyway, David, appreciate you checking in from Austin there. Anything else for the net?
No, but
N5SM.
Yeah, it's you know, the National doesn't have either off frequency or off, and it's got a little circuit wired into it for CW purposes. You know, you can move around. You don't transmit on the same frequency you receive on this particular radio. But you sound good down here, 20 over 9, and good evening, everybody on the net. 73's from Austin. Thank you.
Roger, roger. All right. Good evening, Ron. Go ahead.
Good evening, Rusty, and the rest of the boat anchors. This is Ron in Pleasanton, about 30 miles south of San Antonio, and running the good old Kenwood TS830 tonight, feeding that into the TL922, doing about 1,450 watts, it looks like, thereabout. And that's going into my Nye Viking tuner, ladder line out to the 80-meter loop, up about 20 feet, nothing much, but that's how it is this evening. Good evening to everybody, and back to you, Rusty. Thanks for picking me up, N5SM.
Okay, Ron, the Kenwood station is sounding good there. Appreciate you checking in. All right, who is next for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now. N5SJT, I believe it was. Try it again.
Julia Tango, this is Joe in Georgetown. Kenwood TS530, sure 444 mag, and only 100 yards. Surprised I got through, but enjoying it very much, and thank you for picking me up, sir. That's about it from here. Back to you.
Okay, the Kenwood 520 is sounding good. You come up pretty good there at the end of the deal. I appreciate you checking in from Georgetown. All right. Who's next for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now.
QS.
Okay, stand by. All right, the Kilo Echo Zero station, go ahead.
This is Kilo Echo Zero, Yankee Mike Zulu.
Kilo Echo Zero, Yankee Mike Zulu. Go ahead.
Good evening. This is David from Springfield, Missouri. Checked in last week, and still running the same thing. Kenwood TS520 with a non-amplified C104 microphone running through a MT3000A Samsung tuner out to a 30L1 amplifier, probably around 300 watts on peak, and then out the window to a ladder line fed dipole up, configured in a flat top configuration up about 30 feet. So that's the station here, and still been working on some of the other more vintage rigs, sideband and AM, but they're still a work in progress. But I'm enthused about them, and your net keeps me enthused. I can't wait to check in with those someday. So anyway, I'll say 73s. I really appreciate you letting me check in tonight. So from KE0YNZ in Springfield, Missouri.
Okay, David, appreciate you checking in from Springfield there, and the Kenwood 520 is doing its thing along with the I believe the 30L1 there. Appreciate you checking in. Okay, go ahead, Jay.
Yes, sir. I was just checking to see if I'm on the 820 station now, so just a little, I didn't want to talk over anybody, so that's it. KM5QS, back to you.
Okay, you got it right on frequency, so you'll be back around to you when Lynn gets through with it. All right, who else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now. Okay, I didn't get anybody, so I think I'm moving just a hair here. Let's see.
Hello. There we go. That's better. All right, over to you there, Lynn. K5LYN, WK5R. If I get my tongue in the right place, I'll get there. Go ahead.
All right, let's see if I'm on the air. What do you think, Rusty? Am I in the right place? How about it, K5LYN?
Hey, you're there. Go ahead and take a shift.
All right, well, I have changed stations. This is K5LYN, Lynn in Austin, and good afternoon to everybody that I hadn't talked to previously. I just changed stations here. This is a radio called Cheap and Easy SSB, a homebrewed transmitter from QST 1956. And this particular one was built by KG7TR Mike in Arizona in more recent years. And he did a spectacular job of it. I have it made it up with a Drake 2B receiver, with the speaker Q multiplier, and with the conditions we've got tonight, I've got the Q multiplier peaked all the way up. And this cheap and easy SSB homebrew transmitter is driving the Johnson Viking Courier. That's two 811As grid-driven, and this amplifier was was offered to me by K5CGI Richard for use with this transmitter, and it's a real pleasure. All right, this is K5LYN, Lynn in Austin. Who else have we got tonight? I'm listening.
W5FTZ.
FTZ, talk to us.
Well, good evening, Lynn. This is W5FTZ, Whiskey 5, Foxtrot, Tango Zulu, and I'm located in Kyle, Texas, just north of San Marcos. And tonight I'm on a set of Drake Twins C-Line with a 444 Shure microphone, and the amplifier's SB221. I restored it about 8 years ago, and running it through a KW Matchbox by Johnson. That's a balance tuner with a 600 ohm open line to a 80 meter loop, and it's up about 20 feet right now. That's pretty much what's going on here, and I was listening to some news that my son and his lady friend of 6 years wanted to share with me, so that's where I stepped away for a little while. But good evening, everyone, from W5FTZ. Back to you, Lynn.
Hey, nice signal, and let's see if I got my thinking straight. You're Alan, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Alan, tell us a story about the Drake Twins. I'm wondering what all you had to do to get them running, or did they work that great when you first started out? A beautiful signal into Austin.
Oh, thank you, Lynn. Yeah, I got these about, maybe 6, 7 years, I don't recall. Picked them up, what I thought was a pretty good deal in Belton. Ran it for about 9 days and about 2 hours before the boat anchor, and there the receiver went out in it. So I've replaced a pair of diodes in it, and that's it. Everything else is factory.
Okay, and you got the Drake power supply?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I sure would replace paper and electrolytic caps, Alan, if you haven't done that, because while they may be working now, they're lurking, and those things are, 40 and 50 years old now, so sooner or later they're going to come back to haunt you.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I'll probably do that. It's just not on the list. Maybe I'll put it on in there, but you're correct.
Yeah, I do that with all my radios. I never even turn them on until I've done that, the paper and electrolytic caps, and you solve so many problems down the road. Anyway, it's a beautiful sounding station. Great to hear you, and come back. We'll talk to you next week, okay?
Hey, okay. Thank you very much. Have a great evening, everyone.
Nicely done. All right, who else for the boat anchors? K5LYN calling and listening.
This is K5HPG here in Petal, Mississippi.
Okay, Mississippi, talk to us.
Yeah, K5HPG, Hugh in Petal, Mississippi. I'm running 20A, Central Electronics 20A, a 458 VFO that may still be drifting, going through a Sennheiser 421 mic and an audio processor. It's an old Altec mixer that just I can watch the meter move on it. That's why I like it. And I'm running it a pair of homebrew 400s. Tonight I'm holding it down to about 500 watts because last week I think I caused some problems with my wife's DirecTV programming over.
Well, you're doing important work, you know, so maybe she'll give you a break, Hugh. The 20A is doing great. I started out the net on my 10A tonight. Did you just get here, or did you hear my 10A a while ago?
I heard you, I think before the net started. I had to run in, supper was ready, and so I was just lucky I got out here, but I did hear, I think you were on the 10A, and I believe you said you had a problem with one of the modulation transformers. Is that correct?
Yeah, there's two matching transformers that feed the 12AT7 in the phase shift network, and one of those opened up. And if one of those opens up, you don't know it, but you're suddenly on double sideband. And Nick K5EF supplied me with two new transformers, so I was back up and running.
That's great. That's great. I had the same problem on my 20A. I had one of them opened up, and I found that I could get some Radio Shack filament transformers off of eBay and take a heat gun and remove the core from the original 20A can, and those little Radio Shack transformers fit in there perfectly and worked as good as the original ones. Over.
I've heard that. I didn't do that, but I've heard that, and that needs to be on our list. We need to keep a stock of those around here sometime for just when this happens, because sooner or later, you know, the chances are. But whatever the case, you're sounding great tonight.
I appreciate that. So goodbye to you guys on the net, and we'll see you again. This is K5HPG out.
Very fine, Hugh. Second, now you're the third person because Nick came in on his 100V, so you're the third Central Electronics station we've had on the air tonight. All right, who else for the boat anchors? K5LYN calling and listening. Okay, now we've had a few out of states. We've had Missouri, and we've had, I think Hugh was in where? Hey, Hugh, remind me, what's your QTH? What state? Okay, well, he got away. Whatever, doesn't matter. Anybody else for boat anchors? K5LYN calling and listening.
KL7 Charlie Delta.
Hey, Mike, talk to us.
Okay, I waited a while to check in. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss it. I was getting worried here that the band conditions might change, so I went ahead and checked in. Thanks for letting me in. Tonight I'm on the Hallicrafters Twins SX117 receiver paired with the HT44 transmitter and my matching speaker and power supply. I'm using the receiver for both transmit and receive, so it operates like a transceiver. I've got that rig running into a Heathkit SB220, and we're running about 900 watts right now. Using a D104 microphone, and for just a second I'll talk about that a little bit. I've got two D104s, and I'm fortunate that both of them work. I don't know if they have the original crystal element or if they've been replaced, and I really don't care as long as they work. But I hope you're reading me okay on my D104. Anyway, the amplifier runs through to a Johnson Viking kilowatt matchbox, and I match that to a ladder line that runs out to my new horizontal loop. I just finished it. Last night was my first night on the air with it, and it's an oddball length because of clearance. It's 455 feet, so it's above the 160 meter band, but it's way bigger than an 80 meter loop. So with a tuner, I'm 1-to-1 right here on this frequency, so that seems to be working okay. So that's it here from Mike here in New Braunfels, and I'm keeping track of everybody. We need a few more check-ins to come anywhere close to what we did last week. Back to you, Lynn, K5LYN, KL7, Charlie Delta.
You've done spectacular work on that, Mike. Let me ask you a question. Since you got a new antenna up, you want to take a few check-ins, want to put out a call or two? Maybe you get somebody in Florida or Washington State or something like that.
I can give it a try. The furthest away station I heard tonight was Nebraska, and he was pretty light on me, but I did copy him. Okay, this is the Boat Anchors Unlimited net, every Wednesday night at 6:30 for right now. Because of propagation, we're going to keep the start time about the same. If there's anybody out there that can hear me and wants to check in and talk about the early days of single sideband, this is KL7 Charlie Delta. Come now. Nothing heard, Lynn.
Well, I heard somebody tuning up. They kind of blanketed my receiver. Give it one more try. Let's get some of those guys in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. How about Georgia? Put out another. Give it one more try, Mike. Because somebody out there ought to come back to you.
Okay, I'll give it a try. All you faraway stations, he failed to mention New Mexico. That's where I'm headed here about April, to Ruidoso, New Mexico. I have another station there. Somebody come in and check in for the Boat Anchors Unlimited Network. Come in now. Whiskey Delta 5, Romeo Sierra, I believe it was. QSL? Okay, Robert, you're real light, but I copy you. Alpha 5, Romeo Sierra. What rig are you on tonight, Robert? Okay, you're real light. I assume you're on a solid state rig. That's what I kind of picked up on. Is that correct?
Flex 6400.
Okay, he came up that time, I heard. That is correct. Okay, I wish I could copy you better, Robert, but thanks so much for checking into the Boat Anchors Unlimited net, and maybe we'll hear you again in here next week. QSL?
QSL. 73 Zod, and good evening.
Good evening. Yeah, you came up quite a bit that time. Okay, we'll break with him. This is KL7 Charlie Delta in New Braunfels, Texas. You're listening to the Boat Anchors Unlimited net, and we get here every Wednesday night starting about 6:30 currently, depending on propagation. Somebody else come in and check into the Boat Anchors Unlimited net.
Kilo Alpha 5, Charlie, X-Ray Golf.
Kilo Alpha 5, Charlie, X-Ray Golf. Go ahead.
Yes, Bob out in San Angelo, Mike. Hearing everybody pretty well, which is kind of strange. But we are today. Not much going on out here. Didn't have time to get the boat anchors going today. I was out most of the day. So I'm checking in on a Mark 5. But other than that, there's not much happening. Still looking for my Hammerlin HQ 180 and the faceplate for a Drake 2B. If anybody's got any of that stuff, you can get in touch with me. And anyway, that's all that's going on here. Everybody's coming in good. Like I said, hearing everybody real well for tonight. So I won't keep it long because the band may go anytime. Everybody have a good week. Catch y'all next time. K5CXG.
Okay, K5CXG, KL7 Charlie Delta. Solid copy. You're between 15 and 20 over here in New Braunfels on my S-meter. You can't put a lot of faith in the level, but I mean, you're really strong. Solid copy. I had an HQ 180. It was the A model, and I also had the clock in it. And I sold that at Belton to Nick, K5EF, and then I noticed a couple years later, maybe 1 year later, he had it for sale out there as well. It's a nice radio, and as far as the Drake 2B, I have one of those, has a beautiful faceplate, but unfortunately for you, it's a working radio, and I'm not going to take the faceplate off to send to you. Okay, real good talking to you, 73 to you. We'll break with you. And this is KL7CD. It's the Boat Anchors Unlimited net. Anybody else that wants to check in and talk old radios, come now. Well, there were two in there, real light. You copy them, Lynn?
No, you're doing better than I am, and certainly they're hearing you, so carry on.
Okay, I hear two stations. Go ahead and try to come back to me. Let's take it one at a time. I don't know how to tell you to do that, but come again. Okay, was that a 7 station in there? Is there a 7 station? Try again. Okay, no copy. You copy anything there, Rusty?
Hang on.
Come up the band, Rusty.
I know. I got to get up to right about there. It moved on me. I copied a 5 station that was ending in Y a while ago.
Yeah, K85WHY. K85WHY.
Okay, I got him now. KA5WHY, QSL.
Yeah, Roger. I didn't know if I was getting out or not. Good evening, guys. I was just coming across the band. I got me a new rig here. I got an IC7300, and I'm excited about it. And I just didn't know if it was going to get out or not, but I've been really playing with it and enjoying it. Hope you guys are having a great evening.
Yeah, Roger. You came up quite a bit that time. ICOM 7300 sounds real good. Are you barefoot, sir? Yeah, Roger, you came up quite a bit again. What is your QTH and name? Yeah, Roger, I know where Sulphur Springs is. When I used to drive from Dallas up to Arkansas, I would come up through there sometimes. Okay, thanks so much. Anything else for the net? Yeah, Roger, you come back next week if you can. Solid state is no problem. We just appreciate the check-ins. And anybody that's interested in old radios, we do this every week. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's a little slim, depending on propagation. Okay, I'll break with him. And Sulphur Springs, let's see, yeah, that's right. Okay, let's see if we can get anybody else checking into the Boat Anchors Unlimited net. Come now. Last call for my round. This is KL7 Charlie Delta, Boat Anchors Unlimited net. Somebody come in and check in now. W5 MRB Mobile, I believe it was.
I have all my boat anchors at the house on the wire, but yeah, I'm out here in the mobile. I'll tell you what my mobile is. It's a Yaesu 857 with a Wolf Creek coil and a 102-inch whip. It's working well. But just wanted to check in there and say hello to everybody. And hey out there, Rusty, hope you're having a good night.
You hear him, Rusty? You said hello.
Roger, heard him in there. But y'all have a good night and everything. I'm up here in the Mesquite area.
Okay, well, your mobile station's sounding real good. I'll break with him, KL7 Charlie Delta. At this end in New Braunfels, Texas, we're operating the Boat Anchors Unlimited net. Anybody else that wants to check in, we're looking for them now.
This is Kilowatt 5 Alpha Papa Bravo.
Kilo 5 Alpha Papa Bravo, go ahead.
Hey, Roger, this is John over here in Minden, Louisiana. I'm about 47 miles from Texas, over here on I-20 there. Go ahead.
Yeah, Roger, I know I've been through Linden several times. I used to work in the pipeline business, and I drove between Texas and Louisiana. We built a lot of pipelines that went over there into Louisiana. I believe you said your name was John. What rig you on tonight, John?
I'm on ICOM 718 with, I'm using the AT180 automatic antenna tuner and a desk mic, the SM20.
You barefoot, John?
I'm barefoot. I'm running 100 watts.
You're doing good. You're about 5 over here at my QTH. Anything else for the net?
No, I don't have anything else for the net. You say you're in New Braunfels?
Roger, I'm just north of San Antonio, south of San Marcos. About 15 minutes or 20 minutes, depending on traffic, north of San Antonio. QSL?
Oh, yeah, Roger. I've been down that way. I've been down to New Braunfels. Got a bite to eat there. And we were doing some traveling up down to San Antonio and down to Corpus Christi. Beautiful area there. We enjoyed the Texas Hill Country.
Yeah, Roger, it's pretty nice. We had a beautiful day for the past 3 days. I did antenna work all 3 days, and it's just today again was just gorgeous. Okay, anything else for the net, John?
No, sir. That's about it.
Okay, Roger, 73 to you. I'll break with John, and this is KL7 Charlie Delta in New Braunfels. Anybody else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited net? Come now.
Bravo 4, Yankee, Bravo Yankee.
Whiskey Bravo 4 Yankee Bravo Delta, I believe it was. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's Whiskey Bravo 4 Yankee Bravo Yankee. Same here as Norm. And I'm at Gulf Point, Mississippi. You're in a really nice signal over here. I'm running a K3S, but by this time next week I should have my Heathkit 301, 401 fired up, and I'll check into your net.
Well, we'd appreciate that. I keep count of the rigs, and tonight, let me look. We've had 2 Heathkits check in so far. So, and we've had guys on here with the 12A before. It's really got good audio, and it's a great rig. Come back next week. We appreciate you. Anything else for the net?
No, they'll take care of it. Thanks a lot.
Okay, 73 to Norm. This is KL7 Charlie Delta in New Braunfels, Texas. You're listening to the Boat Anchors Unlimited net. Anybody else wants to check in? We're looking for check-ins. Come now.
Willie Baker 5, Lima X-Ray Zulu, WB5LXZ.
LXZ, good copy, good signal. Come back.
Okay, name's Jim. I'm in Bedford, Texas, in the DFW. Just wanted to check in. Just turned on the radio. And tonight I'm on a Kenwood 950 SDX barefoot. Just wanted to say hello.
Okay, nice signal for a barefoot radio. Hello to you too. And do you have any boat anchors there?
Oh, I've got some helicopters, ambulance. Don't tell them what's in the closet.
So you came to the right group because we've all got a whole room full of radios. We really enjoy the boat anchors. Can you make it next week?
Informed me we're going to put new flooring in this room. I've got to take the entire station apart and put it in the garage, and I'm really dreading it.
I don't blame you. I helped my wife. I had a friend came over. He's been helping me with my antenna project, and we took our bed apart, took the mattress off. She's getting a new bed. She said it was coming tomorrow. So we worked all afternoon taking that bed apart and putting it in the garage, and the mattress is leaned up against the wall. Put a rug down because she had a new rug as well. And then she informed me just before the net, oops, she made a mistake. It's a week from tomorrow. So that's okay. I said, honey, no problem. I'll sleep on the floor. QSL?
Well, no telling what I'm going to find behind this desk. It's been here for 20 years, and I'm sure it's dead rats and whatever back here in this coax mess. Anyway, you guys carry on. Good to hear everybody. WB5LXZ.
Okay, WB5LXZ, I believe you said. Thanks so much for checking in, and we'll look for you next week if you can make it. KL7 Charlie Delta, my name is Mike. I'm in New Braunfels, Texas. We're on the Boat Anchors Unlimited net. If there's anybody else that wants to check in, we're looking for check-ins. Come now.
November 5 DAU.
November 5 DAU, I believe it was. Did I get that right?
No, it's Whiskey 5, and I said November 5, I'm sorry. It's Whiskey 5 Delta Alpha Mike. I was thinking about my old call sign, my first one.
Okay, Whiskey 5 Delta Alpha Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, Roger. I'm on a Shure 44D microphone I've had laying around here forever. I don't even remember when I bought it. And the radio is a Ten-Tec Orion 2, which is not a boat anchor, but will be someday. And someone was looking for one of these. I tried to sell it. I think at Belton a couple of years ago. Don't know how the audio sounds on this radio, but I remembered I had it at the time wired for a Yaesu, which the Orion 2 has the same wiring over.
Yeah, Roger, boy, you're 20 to 25 over really good audio, and that I started to say a D104. That sure 444 sounds great. OJB is the last part of his call. It's Denver is his name, and he's in Gonzales, Texas. Hey, Lynn, what's his full call, Denver's?
Yeah, N5OJB. Look him up on QRZ.com. He's looking for one of those.
Roger. I heard him earlier. I had to go find the microphone, so just wanted to check in, let you know I have one for sale here. I think, if I remember a couple of years ago, I was asking $60 or $65, but that would be plus shipping, of course, if I had to ship it somewhere.
Whereabouts are you at?
I'm in Dallas, Texas. Donald in Dallas, Texas.
Okay. Send me an email. This is N5OJB. And what do you figure about the shipping? About $10?
I don't know. I imagine so. It's not real heavy, but I'd have to pack it real good. I bought a Kenwood 220 here a few years ago, and the fellow took the microphone with it in a separate box. Didn't put any packing in it. The microphone came to me all broken, all to pieces.
Well, I'm interested in the mic. Give me my phone. You got a pen there you can write with? I'll give you my phone number.
Okay, hold on just a second. Go ahead.
254-630-8863.
254-630-8863.
Yes, sir. You give me a holler, and maybe we can get together and on that microphone.
Okay, my name's Dennis.
Name is what?
Your name's Dennis?
Oh, okay, Dennis. This is Denver.
Oh, Denver. Okay, Denver. My name's Donald.
Okay, Donald.
Roger. Donald in Dallas, Texas. W5 Delta Alpha Mike. And that's my initials. It's a vanity call. I used to be KN5I for quite a few years.
No, Roger. Okay, well, just give me a holler on the phone, and we'll try to get together on that mic, and I'll get you some money in the mail.
Okay, will do. I'm good on QRZ, by the way. Address, email, and everything. W5DAM back to net control.
Yeah, well, just give me a holler on the phone, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, just be a couple of minutes.
Okay, W5DAM KL7 Charlie Delta. Denver, you got everything like you want it?
Yeah, think so. Y'all carry on.
Okay, you're 30 over here in New Braunfels. Good signal. I love it when a plan comes together. I hope you're able to work something out.
Well, you and I are not maybe 50 miles apart.
Yeah, when I used to drive back and forth to Houston, sometimes I'd take alternate 90 if I knew I-10 was going to be bad, and I run right through Shiner and Gonzales and all that kind of stuff. I know right where you are.
Man, every time I go to Houston, it's bad, so I go up 90, and 90's getting as bad as I-10.
Yeah, I hear you. It's got to be better with the COVID, but anyway, 73 to you, Denver. Okay, this is KL7 Charlie Delta. My name is Mike. I'm in New Braunfels, Texas. You've stumbled across the Boat Anchors Unlimited Net. We operate here every Wednesday night, 6:30 plus or minus. We're hoping it'll be plus down to 7:30. That's when we usually have the net, but here lately we've been going at 6:30. Okay, we're looking for check-ins. This is KL7 Charlie Delta. Somebody wants to check in and talk boat anchors. Go ahead now.
Quebec Sierra again.
Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
Okay. Yeah, this is my set of 820 twins and an Electro-Voice microphone. Everything else is the same, antennas and amplifier and all that. But just wanted to exercise it a little bit this evening. And also, I forgot a while ago, if anybody, I don't know if this qualifies or not as boat anchor parts, but it could, I think. It's a friend of mine is looking for some sockets for some 8874s or 3CX800s, same socket. That fits a lot of those tubes, 8874s, 8873s, 8875s. If anyone has some they've taken out of another amp and to rebuild or replace it with different tube, like the Russian tubes or something, and they don't need those sockets anymore, I'd appreciate it. Contact me and you see what you need for them, and we'll go from there.
Hey, Jay?
Yes, sir?
Is that the same socket that fits like the 250Bs?
It's the same. It's a 3CX 400 or a 3CX 800.
I've got several sockets that'll fit the what do they call them things? They call them 250Bs, but I think they got the same bottom on them.
I believe it's an 11-pin socket for the ceramic tubes there, Rusty. It's like the sockets in the in the Alpha 78 and Alpha 374 and like that.
Okay. I believe I've got some of those. I'll have to check and see. But I've got several of those sockets.
Okay, I'm sorry, I had to step away for a minute. Anyway, all righty. Well, we'll talk about it later. Well, I've got Sammy looking for some too. He thinks he's got some, so we'll see what happens. But okay, I guess that's it. I'll start there. We're about 7:37, so I'm KM5QS. Back to net.
Okay, Jay, you're 20 over. I was copying Rusty real well as well. Okay, 73 to you, Jay. Hang around. I know you will. I'm going to pass it to you here in just a minute when I run out of check-ins. Okay, this is the Boat Anchors Unlimited net. If you want to come talk about boat anchors, come now. Okay, Kilo Delta 5, Bravo, Bravo, Quebec, Tango. Do I have that right? Well, sometimes I luck out. Go ahead and talk to us.
Yeah, my name's Danny. I'm over in Mississippi, around Macomb, Mississippi, not far from it. I'm looking for a separating cord. I've got an Icom 7000 mounted in my truck and put the radio up under the seat. I need the the bracket that mounts the back of the panel of the head of the radio there, right?
Yeah, Roger. Okay, I'll try to explain as I understand it. I'm not much on mobile rigs, but this gentleman's got an ICOM 7000, and he wants what he called a separating cord and the mobile mounted. Do I have that right?
It's called a separation kit.
Yeah, Roger. That's right. You got it right.
Okay. Are you good on QRZ?
Yeah, Roger.
Okay, so his call is Kilo Delta 5, Bravo, Quebec, Tango. He's good on QRZ. If anybody can help him out there on his ICOM 7000, give him a call or contact him somehow. He's good on QRZ. Anything else for the net? $85 BQT. Anything else? Okay, Roger. Thanks so much for checking in. We're on every Wednesday night. Right now we start at 6:30, and you're an S7 to an S9 here in New Braunfels, Texas. Okay, 73 to you. This is KL7 Charlie Delta, New Braunfels, Texas. My name is Mike. You're listening to the Boat Anchors Unlimited Net. Anybody else that wants to check in, we're looking for check-ins. Come in now.
KE5ARQ.
KE5ARQ. Big signal. Go ahead.
Hey, everybody. My name is James, Floresville, Texas. I'm running a Kenwood TS830S, inverted V, 40 feet, Shure 444 mic, and also have in possession a Heath kit. Is a 10B of my grandfather's, and my dad gave it to me after he passed. So anyhow, I'm looking forward to getting that going. It actually works, and it's just the receiver. So see about getting a transmitter for it one of these days.
That sounds real good, James. You've come to the right place. Is this your first time checking in?
No, sir. I've checked in a couple times, yeah.
Okay, good deal. Anything else for the net?
No, sir. That is it. I really appreciate you guys. I'm just very thankful that there's guys out there like y'all that keeping the old equipment running. I think it's just it's amazing to me. You know, my father, he's also a ham, and we just this tradition, of a hobby and keeping it going. I think it's just awesome. So I really appreciate you guys.
Well, we think it's awesome too. Thanks so much, James. You're 20 to 25 over. Real good signal, nice and clear. Okay, I'll clear with James there. This is KL7 Charlie Delta, New Braunfels, Texas. Boat Anchors Unlimited Net, looking for check-ins. Come now.
KL7 Charlie Delta, Kilo 7 Juliet, Alpha, Quebec.
Kilo 7 Juliet, Alpha, Quebec. Do I have that right?
Roger, had a little bit of a distraction there. This is K7JAQ, Roy in Dallas. I just thought I'd drop in and say hi this evening. We're running the FT101E barefoot into a G5RV up about 35 feet. Working at the end of the G5RV down in New Braunfels. My parents are from the Shiner area, and we are actually from northwestern Montana, but we are down here for the winter months. So just wanted to jump in and say hi, and some very good signals up here this evening. I am looking for any accessories for the FT101 Echo or the FT101 series, like the monitor scope or the YC, I think 601 digital readout. So if anybody has anything like that, we could get in touch, and I appreciate the time. Thank you, Mike. K7JAQ, back to you.
Okay, Roy, real nice signal. You're about an S9 here in New Braunfels. And that's not bad. Audio sounds good. Band conditions are really nice tonight. Would you be interested in a Yaesu tuner?
The remote VFO or the tuner itself, antenna tuner?
It's the antenna tuner, Fox Charlie 901.
Okay, is that the same series as the 101? Is that correct?
Oh, it's a later model DM. It was still a hybrid, but it's not back with the 101. If you want one that matches, this won't work.
Okay, well, I'd rather just stick with one that matches. I appreciate the offer, though.
Okay, no problem. I don't blame you. It's going to be nice to have the full setup. Anything else for the net, Roy?
No, Mike, that's about it. I just want to mention, I just put the 444 Shure on this FT101, so I'm glad you commented on the audio. I wasn't too sure it was working okay, but got the mic gain turned down only to about a 2, so does it sound about right to you? Over.
Oh, it sounds fantastic. You couldn't do any better, and the microphone must be really working for you. Are you barefoot?
Yes, that's affirmative, just running 100 watts.
Don't ever sell that mic.
Okay. Well, I have quite a few up in Montana where we come from, as I mentioned. I run the 444s on all my Drake equipment, so I really like the mic.
Okay. Way to go, Roy. Thanks for checking in. Come back next week. QSL?
QSL, and thank you again. K7JAQ, North Dallas.
Okay, Roy, 73 to you. I'll break with Roy. KL7 Charlie Delta is my call. I'm in New Braunfels, Texas. You're listening to the Boat Anchors Unlimited Net. We meet every Wednesday night. We're looking for check-ins, and I was just noticing, I compare this week's check-ins to last week's check-ins, and we're really short on Drake rigs. So if anybody has a Drake rig, check in now. If anybody doesn't have a Drake rig, check in anyway. Come now.
LYN recheck?
LYN, go ahead, Lynn.
Okay, a couple of quick things. We wanted to find out how well that antenna was working. We know now it is doing a terrific job, Mike. Congratulations on your part there. Anybody that weaves 450 feet of wire through the trees deserves some credit. Hey, my wife is telling me that it's coming up on home theater time, so I need to pull the plug on my end, but I want to give you some chance there to see what you could do with it. But it's obviously doing a great job, and I'm going to catch you all next week. I'll give it back to you, and maybe Jay and Rusty have got some time, but I have run out over here. Great to hear you, Mike. Beautifully done. K5LYN.
Okay, Lynn. Sorry you got to go. I think I did okay. I didn't know how it would work out, but I'm going to sit on the side now and listen. I'm going to turn it over to Jay. Jay, you got a big. I don't really know what to call it. Anyway, a challenge. You need to pick up a lot of stations. Go ahead.
Good job.
I don't know if you left me any to pick up, but well, give it a shot. KM5QS. Who was that just breaking in? Somebody. I think I doubled with somebody at the very first of it.
No, I was just telling him he's doing a good job.
Oh, okay. No problem. Yeah, Mike, you did. Well, let's see. If you were a submarine coming back into Pearl, you'd probably have a broom tied to the periscope, if you know what I mean.
I've seen those old movies too, Jay.
Oh, my goodness. All right, folks, I'm trying to take about 6 inches back from the microphone so that I don't overload my wife's television. And as long as I can do that and still get out, I guess it'll work. Is there anybody that we've missed? We're a little over time, but it's been such a good night that we hate to quit until we have to. So is there anybody that we've missed for the Boat Anchors Unlimited this evening and that would like to visit with us? Come now, please.
I'm going to tell you what you need to do is get yourself a good old propane regulator.
A propane regulator? Well, I got 2 or 3 of those. We use it on the barbecue pit. That way we can get them spare ribs up there, or them briskets, or even some boudin every once in a while, and have a good old time. I think we've about run the string out. Rusty, you want to give her a shot and then tie a ribbon? KM5QS. Everybody, we appreciate it. It's been a great night.
Okay, Jay, I'll do it. KM5QS, WK5R. All right. Anybody else out there left that hasn't checked in yet to the Boat Anchors Unlimited net, come now.
K0 Mike Echo Bravo.
K0 Mike Echo Bravo. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, gentlemen. I just took your invitation to check in. I don't have a break, and I wouldn't consider that a problem. One radio on that shack and call a Boat Anchor. No manufacturer would be proven. It's the one from the monster that they made some 16 years ago. Anyway, good evening, gentlemen. We're in Tyler, just north of Tyler, Lindale, actually. And y'all are sounding very good. So Texas is alive and well this evening. I just thought I'd let you guys know. K0 Mike Echo Bravo, name is Mike. That's the next.
Okay, Mike. That receiver wouldn't happen to be an SX-111, would it?
I mean, it's a 110 or something.
That's a very one right below the one that matches what you're hearing me talk on. I'm talking on the Helicopters HT-37.
There's an Aztec one, and actually this is the identical one to the one that I get with this one's got a little medium on the side. And that's the one I have one of those.
Roger, roger. Well, you're listening to a Helicopters HT-37. That's what I'm talking on here. I'm using a modern receiver right now because my SX-111 is down. I have a 110 back there, so I know what you're talking about. Appreciate you checking in, and we'll look for you again. All right, who else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? We're getting ready to close down. All right, I don't hear anybody. We appreciate everybody that checked in because Lynn, myself, Mike, all of us, Jay, we know what it takes to keep these rigs on the air and going. We appreciate all y'all checking in and keeping these rigs going. We'll look for you next week. And at around 6:30, it'll probably change whenever the time changes. That'll help us. But we'll see y'all next week. This is WK5R with the Boat Anchors Unlimited net. Now closing the net and returning the frequency to normal amateur abuse.
Nice job, Mike. Booming audio over there.
Really?
No kidding.
Good, I hear some of that audio in these cans I'm listening with.
Well, thank you. I've been working on it. I think I've got it dialed in better than it was 2 or 3 weeks ago.